Hey YouTube, Shuken Shinobi here with a review of the SH Figuarts Black Condor from Shojin Sentai Jetman. Tamashii Web exclusive release, but it's pretty much the same thing as Red Hawk. So if you already have Red Hawk, there really isn't too much new here, other than the fact that he's a Yuki guy, and his suit's black, and he's got a different helmet. That's about it. But anyway, quick look at the box. Very much like Red Hawk's, except thinner because it doesn't have the Akiba Ranger Jetwinger in it. Shojin Sentai Jetman Black Condor, all one word because that's how they do things, I guess. Black Condor, very, very basic box. But still cool nonetheless. I like the whole V shape that they got going on. So here is Black Condor. One thing I do want to point out is that the weapons in here are very loose. So we're just going to set them aside for now. Yeah, they do not peg in or friction in like whatsoever, so that's a little bit of a disappointment. Come on, guy, you're not supposed to die yet. So up you go. Very nice figure. I love the Jetman mold a lot. Wasn't incredibly fond of the show. I'm one of the few people that didn't really like it. But I love the suit designs, and I love this mold for the Figuarts. I don't see why there's any other molds besides this mold, really. I mean, everything's perfect. You do have the shoulder pads up here, which do hinder the upward articulation a bit. But they're a little bit pliable, and you don't really need him to raise his arm up straight up anyway. So that's just something there. But very cool. The black used is a little bit shinier than the matte finish on the rest of the figure. That's something to keep in mind. Not really a deal breaker though. The shoulder pads here kind of hide it fairly well. Double joint, typical double joints everywhere. Thigh swivel. Fairly decent ab crunch. No complaints there. And lots of movement in the torso. So all sorts of poses are able to be had and such. The holsters here can maneuver a little bit. So if you need to push them out of the way, you can. Just be careful that they don't fall off, because if you don't move them, they will. They just peg right into the belt right there. But very cool. The head sculpt, if you look at it right, it looks like a very angry penguin. And I really like that. Sure, he's a condor, but I prefer black penguin, because penguins are cool. But very cool. I'm just sitting here kind of posing him in really stupid poses. Very, very, very neat figure, butt plug. But, really cool. I love the Jetman mold a lot. Stay, Yugi. You weirdo. So obviously it comes with the Bird Blaster right here. That does slot right into the holster. Like I said, it doesn't slot in well. And the folded up Bringer Sword, which fits in the other holster right there. Bringer Sword in the full extended mode. The, Wing Gauntlet, which is actually sort of a hand piece, and then the open and closed little brackets for the Wing Gauntlet, depending on whether you're doing the finishing attack or not. So you got that. You got the Jet Hand Cannon, which is the combined mode of the Bringer Sword and the Bird Blaster. So you got that. You have the Jet Wings, which fit right on the back here. So you basically get your nail in there, unplug his back, and then pop this piece in. You can see all the little workings inside, which I think is really neat. So you just pop that in and then spread his arms, and now he's a Jetman. He's like and stuff. Very cool. I like the way that they worked that without needing to worry about making it a like posable piece. So that kind of worked out fairly decent. And very cool. I'm not worried about breakage or anything of that. 8 additional hands, Bird Blaster holding hands, flying hands, or karate chop hands if you want to get fun. Bringer Sword holding hands, and super cool Yuki guy posing hands. So, fairly typical little layout here. So, it's identical to Red Hawk, like verbatim. The only thing Red Hawk had was the Akiba Ranger piece. So other than that, it is completely everything you get in Red Hawk's box, just painted black. And this is the only one that's different. This isn't even different. So I decided to pose him with the Wing Gauntlet for no reason whatsoever, other than the fact that I didn't do it with Red Hawk, so I'm doing it with him. Fantastic release. If you're a fan of Jetman, which I know a lot of people are, then this is really a figure that you shouldn't pass up. His aftermarket price isn't awful. You should be able to find it for at least $3,500 or lower, which isn't bad at all. And I mean, Guy's such an iconic character for that show. Iconic, whatever, iconic. There we go. Character for that show. That it's really one of those figures that you don't really want to skip. If you have Red Hawk already and you're just a very casual fan, or you haven't seen Jetman yet, then of course this figure probably won't really interest you. It's near identical to Red Hawk outside of the color and the helmet, and then there's no new accessories or anything like that to kind of counterbalance the fact that we essentially own this figure already. I would have loved to see some sort of like Guy exclusive accessory or something. Like, I don't know, cigarettes or alcohol or other various negative things. Because, I mean, that's Yuki Guy. That's what he does. So I would have liked to see something like that to include in here. Just, I mean, granted, he can't smoke when he's in a helmet, but I guess it would be something to set him apart from Red Hawk's release. But for budgeting reasons, I can see why they didn't. It's just kind of a disappointment, I think. But still a fantastic release nonetheless. So like I said, Tamashii Web exclusive, so you're going to have to look on Mandarake or Yahoo Japan Auctions or something like that to try to find one of these guys. Like I said, it shouldn't be too big of a problem. Most of the Sentai releases are pretty easy to get. So you can check out ShukenShobi.com for latest updates from our reviews and hauls. And of course, check out Writers, Readers, and Rambles, a podcast bringing latest token news in the craziest way possible. And of course, you can check out CSToysJapan.com for all your SH Figuarts needs. So take care and have a great one. Bye.